Now, in my entire life growing up, I've always heard this as Korah's rebellion. It's how it's always been titled in every conversation I've had, things I've studied. But then I realized it wasn't just Korah. Korah began it. He wrapped up a few other ringleaders and a few more people. So let's talk about who the players are on this field today. A little football reference. We got Moses, we got Aaron, we got Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. And then 250 popular, well-known leaders of that congregation, all joining in together. Starting in Numbers chapter 16, verse 1, as the quick little overview of this, and we don't have to, you can turn to it and study it, but I'm kind of just going to give you the cliff notes, the overview of it. Korah became very jealous of Aaron and Moses. Korah thinking that, the statement that he made to Moses is, you take too much upon yourself. You have exalted yourself too high. You've now taken too much authority. We would like to help. But that help wasn't legit. The MO behind the scenes wasn't accurate. Korah, thinking that he knew better, went and grabbed a few other people, Dathan and Abiram. Am I saying that right? I'm close enough? Okay. If I'm close enough, I'm good. And then they went and started chatting with 250 of the leaders of the congregation of the largest church in history, seeing who they could get to go along with them. Korah brought Dathan and Abiram into the group as ringleaders, 250 additionals, came up to Moses and said, Moses, we've got some concerns. You take too much upon yourself. You got too much going on. But it wasn't there to help. They wanted to take over. Moses, in hearing this and seeing this come before him, fell on his face before the Lord. Fell on his face in prayer and started saying, Lord, I need to know, so I got to have some wisdom. I got to know what to do. So he left there, went and talked to Dathan and Abiram and see what was going on. And in the midst of their conversation, they gave their excuses. Said, you didn't get us to the promised land yet. You didn't do this. You didn't fulfill this. You didn't handle this right. All of the excuses of where Moses had failed. Bad-mouthing Moses and Aaron. Mainly saying they could have done it better. Moses, being human, he had already fallen on his face before God earlier, which is a great example. The second time this happened, he was a little bit more like some of us. Moses got ticked. Verse 15 says, Moses said he was very wroth. Not David Lee, for anyone who will get that joke. 3 of you, thank you. The guitar players. But he was wroth, he was upset, he was angry. This thing had dwelled up inside of him because somebody was after him. He called unto the Lord and said, Lord, respect not their offices. I haven't done anything wrong from them. I've not taken anything from them. I've not hurt them. I've not done anything. Then Moses, listening to the Lord, told Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, let's meet up tomorrow. I find that quite comical. Remind me of old schoolyard days. Get in a fight, kind of talking to a bully, trying to, the guys that are trying to do you in kind of thing. And Moses kind of gets a burr and he kind of goes, it's almost like, you want to step outside? It's like, I'll tell you what, let's do this. You grab all of your people, all of your followers, the people that have agreed with you, that you have talked into, manipulated, whatever that is, and let's meet tomorrow over here by the tabernacle. Let's chat outside. Because we know, we've already studied, we've already understood, Moses knew it wasn't people who appoint. The Lord raises up and the Lord sets down. And the Lord appointed Moses for that time. He called him from the burning bush. Let's go back to history for a second. Let's think about how this went down. Moses, who was born up and raised in Egypt, got saved, stuck in a basket, grew up in the prince's house, in Pharaoh's house. Some point saw one of the guards beating on an Israelite, killed him. It's true. Took off running. Years later, burning bush, fire on a bush. The bush wasn't consumed. Walks up and hears a voice that says, my paraphrase, dude, take your shoes off. You're on holy ground. Come sit and talk to me for a little bit.